You might be confident, accomplished, and well-respected, but even high-value men make critical mistakes when it comes to relationships with women. These mistakes can chip away at your sense of control, peace of mind, and even your perception of self-worth. But here's the thing. Many of these mistakes aren't obvious, and they can happen even when you think you're doing everything right. In this video, we'll uncover 12 common mistakes that high-value men make with women and, more importantly, how Stoic principles can help you avoid them. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have powerful Stoic insights to elevate your mindset and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Welcome to Stoic Mindset, where we delve deep into philosophy and psychology to improve not only how we live, but also how we relate to others. 1. Chasing validation, seeking external approval. One of the biggest mistakes high-value men make is seeking validation from women. Even the most successful, intelligent, and charismatic men can fall into the trap of craving external approval. Whether it's a compliment, affection, or just attention, seeking validation makes you vulnerable. When your self-worth hinges on how a woman views you, you lose control over your emotions. Stoic perspective. According to Stoicism, your sense of worth should come from within, not from external sources. Epictetus teaches us that we should focus on what's within our control, our actions, reactions, and thoughts. Seeking validation from others, including women, is an external pursuit that takes away your inner strength. A true Stoic focuses on self-respect and inner peace, and this is the foundation of what makes you truly high value. By grounding yourself in your own values, you free yourself from the need for validation. A woman's opinion of you does not define you, your character and virtues do. 2. Putting her on a pedestal, creating an imbalance. High-value men sometimes overestimate the importance of a woman in their life, subconsciously placing her on a pedestal. This creates an imbalance in the relationship. You might start catering to her needs disproportionately, losing sight of your own goals, desires, and self-respect. When you elevate someone above yourself, you create unnecessary pressure and unrealistic expectations, which can damage the relationship. Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us the importance of equanimity, the idea of maintaining balance in all things. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that no person is superior or inferior. We are all part of the same human experience. If you find yourself putting someone on a pedestal, remind yourself of the Stoic principle of equality. See her as an individual, not as a goddess. Maintain a balanced perspective where both partners share equal respect, effort, and responsibility. A relationship built on mutual respect rather than idolization is far healthier and more sustainable in the long term. 3. Over-communicating feelings. Too early. It's a common mistake to overshare your feelings early on in a relationship. High-value men, believing that honesty is always the best policy, may feel inclined to pour their hearts out. While honesty is vital, expressing too much too soon can overwhelm the other person. Emotional dumping can make you seem needy or desperate, even if you aren't. Stoic perspective. The Stoics believed in emotional restraint. Seneca said that emotions should be controlled and managed wisely. While it's important to be open and transparent, Stoicism advises us to balance that with patience and prudence. It's not about hiding your feelings, but rather sharing them at the right time and in the right amount. Emotional self-regulation shows strength and maturity, two qualities that attract respect and admiration. Think of it as letting the relationship evolve naturally rather than forcing it to grow faster than it's meant to. 4. Sacrificing personal boundaries. Setting boundaries is one of the most critical components of a healthy relationship. However, even high-value men sometimes sacrifice their boundaries to accommodate a woman's wants and needs. This often happens subtly, as they might think that compromising on certain things is an act of love or devotion. However, over time, this erodes self-respect and leads to resentment. Stoic perspective. In Stoicism, the self is sacred. Maintaining personal boundaries is essential for preserving your integrity and peace of mind. If you constantly compromise your values, time, or well-being to keep someone else happy, you're betraying yourself. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Know your limits and communicate them respectfully. By maintaining your boundaries, you not only safeguard your sense of self, but also create a healthier dynamic with the woman in your life. 5. Assuming they must always be the provider. High-value men often feel that they must constantly be the provider, financially, emotionally, or otherwise. While it's admirable to want to take care of someone, assuming full responsibility can lead to burnout and an unbalanced relationship. If you're always providing without receiving any support in return, you'll start feeling drained and unappreciated. Stoic perspective. Stoicism promotes the idea of shared responsibility. Relationships are partnerships, not transactions. Both people should contribute, whether it's emotionally, financially, or practically. 6. Trying to control outcomes. High-value men are often goal-oriented, which leads them to try and control outcomes in relationships, whether it's planning the future or trying to influence how a woman feels about you. Attempting to control situations is futile and can lead to frustration. Relationships are unpredictable, and trying to manage every aspect is not only stressful but counterproductive. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let go of the need to control, and you'll find greater peace in your relationships." 7. Ignoring red flags. High-value men sometimes ignore red flags, believing that their status or success can overcome relationship problems. Whether it's a lack of emotional compatibility, differing values, or problematic behavior, ignoring these issues early on can lead to bigger problems down the road. Stoic perspective. The Stoics taught the importance of practical wisdom, the ability to discern what is truly in your best interest. Ignoring red flags is a failure of wisdom. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If you notice red flags, don't dismiss them. Recognize them as signals that something needs to be addressed. True wisdom is seeing things clearly and acting in alignment with reality, not wishful thinking. 8. Being too available. High-value men often want to show they're interested and committed, but being too available can backfire. If you're constantly at a woman's beck and call, it can come across as desperation or a lack of independence. While it's important to be reliable, it's equally important to maintain your own life and personal goals. Stoic perspective. Stoicism emphasizes self-sufficiency. As much as relationships are a significant part of life, they should never come at the expense of your own growth and independence. Marcus Aurelius spoke about the importance of self-reliance. Be there for the people you care about, but never at the cost of your own sense of self. 9. Compromising your core values. Even the most high-value men can fall into the trap of compromising their core values to maintain peace in a relationship. While compromise is necessary in any relationship, there's a fine line between healthy compromise and sacrificing your values. When you let go of your principles to appease someone else, you lose your integrity. Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches that integrity is non-negotiable. Your core values are what define you, and compromising them leads to inner conflict. Seneca reminds us, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." This means living in alignment with your values, even if it means facing difficulties. In relationships, it's crucial to stand firm in your principles. A relationship that forces you to compromise your core values isn't a healthy one. 10. Neglecting self-improvement after getting comfortable. One of the most common mistakes high-value men make is getting too comfortable once they're in a relationship. They stop focusing on self-improvement, believing that the work is done now that they're with someone. But this can lead to stagnation, which often results in dissatisfaction for both partners. True high-value men continue their personal development regardless of their relationship status. This isn't just about physical fitness or career advancement. It's about emotional growth, intellectual curiosity, and spiritual well-being. A relationship should complement your growth, not replace it. Stay committed to being the best version of yourself, and you'll continue to attract value in return. 11. Confusing attraction with compatibility. Another mistake high-value men often make is mistaking physical attraction for long-term compatibility. Just because there's chemistry doesn't mean the relationship will work out in the long run. Focusing solely on attraction can lead to ignoring deeper issues that matter more in maintaining a healthy relationship, like shared values, communication styles, and life goals. Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize virtue and rationality over fleeting emotions and desires. Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." Physical attraction is temporary and subjective, while compatibility rooted in virtue and shared values is what sustains a relationship over time. 12. Fearing vulnerability. High-value men are often afraid to show vulnerability, thinking that it will make them appear weak or less masculine. While strength and confidence are attractive traits, the fear of vulnerability can create emotional distance in a relationship. When you hold back your true thoughts and feelings, you prevent genuine connection and intimacy from forming. True strength comes from the ability to be authentic and honest, not from hiding behind a mask of invincibility. A healthy relationship requires emotional openness, and by embracing vulnerability, you allow for deeper trust and connection. Remember, strength and vulnerability aren't opposites. They complement each other. Thank you for watching Stoic Mindset. If you found these insights helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content on Stoicism, relationships, and personal growth.